Think little. This is where you
Already
punt.
fucking little.
This is where you punt the stand over.
It's just like a domino effect.
Drag the whole lot down.
Like one camera hits the next camera, hits the next camera. Oh my God. And then we have to spend another half an hour sorting that out.
Only to find it's broken the cable and we're screwed.
Yeah. Something just doesn't end up working.
Right, we're here. Woosa.
Get our brains going in the right direction. Maybe this is a little bit higher. Woosa. Are you ready, John?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right. We'll crack into it.
Let's get into it.
Got my drink. How are you, Johnny?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I've been recovering a bit though. The UX got a bit sick on the Sunday up at the UX event, so that was interesting. Passed it on to you and Beno. I think Beno went down as well. So yeah, that was that hasn't been fun. So yeah, still recovering a little bit, but feeling pretty good, mate.
Yep.
What about you?
I mean,
because you sounded pretty terrible on the phone.
I was
a couple of days after.
So sick. Yeah. I mean, UX was an amazing event, and a crazy situation, and obviously we had a chat to Beno about that on the last podcast. But yeah, like you can measure how sick someone is. And this was my indication of how sick you were on the last day of that event, was when you had your soft shell jacket zipped all the way up, hood on, and there was just no enthusiastic. There was just nothing there. It's just survival.
I ended up on a chair in the middle of the admin tent, just zipped like right up over my face, just wanting to communicate with zero people.
Yeah.
But I had to, because you're off doing the podcast with Beno, and
we still manning the shop.
Yeah, we still had people coming up to the shop, so I'd have to drag myself out of the chair and get into it.
Yeah.
I did manage to sneak a little lie down in the back of your van, so that probably got me through. But,
yeah.
But that next week was just torture.
Terrible. Yeah, we were both like sick as dogs.
Yeah. Don't know what it was. Like it wasn't I don't know. Just knocked us though. It's probably a combination of just a normal bug combined with, traveling away to a big event like UX and doing everything we do. So
yeah. And it's winter time, there's just like a ton of bugs going around, and everyone's getting sick. And I mean, like when we went up on the Friday, like you were sweet, I was sweet.
Yeah, perfect.
It wasn't until like Saturday, Sunday that you took a massive nosedive, head first into the ground,
face planted the ground and never came back.
That was funny. But dude, like how crazy has this year been?
Oh man, it's with introducing something like the league, all the events that are going on around the country. Obviously we run 3 businesses combined. So it's like, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy times, man.
Yeah. And it's awesome. Like it's it's obviously super challenging, some of the projects we've got going on. And like you say, we're trying to manage 3 businesses. But it is, and we both equally have days where it's just like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
But it's been so busy because we've got lots of exciting things that we're doing. And and I messaged Beno the other week, and I was just like, I was looking back over the last 12 months. Like I was updating the website and looking at all the events that we'd done for special effects, and all the events, all the MIA events that we had supported, and we'd supported ASNZ Nationals and some local TAR events as well. And I was just messaged him and said, dude, like, do you realize, like, between, special effects and MIA, how many events we've put on for the airsoft community? Like, it was a pretty staggering number. And we both have, we both have small teams.
Yeah.
There's
and it's not
me and
it's
you.
not until you do something like that, where you step back, have a look at the spread of what you've done to actually grasp that sort of magnitude of what's going on. Because it's a lot.
Yeah. and it's, like a lot of conversations that we have, people obviously see the here and now. Whether it's OPAF or especially with the New Zealand Airsoft League, because that's obviously been a hot topic this year. And people just, obviously, like I say, they see what you're doing because that's obviously what they can see is going on. But, specifically with the Airsoft League, like for me and you, this has actually been a discussion that's been years in the making. That whole idea of having this multi-round national championship that spans the entire year. That discussion first came up like years and years ago. I want to even say before 2019.
Is
when those discussions first started happening.
Well, when we first sort of joined TAR and started to really get involved in, like a bit more event organisation, because obviously we had sort of ideas that we wanted to bring to the table. And it was sort of present then, like those that sort of first 12 to 18 months of even playing Airsoft. We were sort of having those yarns like, man, like imagine if we did this or did that.
Yeah, because like for me and you, like we come from other sports. You playing rugby all your life, and me competing in motorsport with bikes. We come from sports where nationals, some sort of national championship or the rugby season, which is multi-round, is the norm. So when we stepped into airsoft, which didn't have that seasonal competition, it was it was only natural from where we had come from to be like, airsoft doesn't have this yet. Like, I wonder if it could have it, and what would that look like, and how would you achieve it? And through having those discussions, we kind of realized, well, to do large scale outdoor airsoft like we were doing, because we were an outdoor club, it'd be very, very challenging without some sort of technology to kind of bring it all together and make it like logistically possible.
100%. Because like with like you said, we've come from those sporting backgrounds, rugby, motorsport, where it's got that level of governance to a season or whatever it might be. Like 100% in the motorsport world, you've got transponders on bikes and things like that. So it's tracking lap times. It's it's like guys' placings throughout the season. It's tracking all that data leading into those final rounds and so forth.
and massive teams of people.
Yeah.
Like 100%. a lot of money and resources to make that all happen, which is currently something that New Zealand Airsoft really lacks.
Yeah. So to bring like a system like we've done to the current airsoft community is a big leap forward. It's heavily been run at a club level, clubs doing their own things and so forth. So bringing that level of tech into it is is definitely changing it.
Yeah, and it was once we got word about the skirmish system and started researching like its capabilities and what it can do and things like that. That day we kind of had that realization that by implementing this technology, it makes it viable to run a multi-round national championship that can be hosted in multiple different regions. Like it's the technology then made it very modular and reduced because the biggest hurdle was, one, we play on large fields, and two, because of the lack of like money and resources, like it's just, and to do multiple rounds throughout the year, you would need a lot of admin. You'd need a lot of people at every single round. So it just wasn't going to be viable without that technology and being able to introduce the skirmish system, which completely automates the game, it automates the points, it automates the leaderboard. It provides us with an electronic penalty system, like all this stuff that can do all of that. All of a sudden was like that light bulb moment to be this is
what we need. This is what we've been wanting.
Yeah. And then, but I mean, that was, even when we got to the point of knowing that the skirmish system is the type of tech we needed, it's US based. There's the system has never been in New Zealand. So then it was like spending a lot of time, like over a year, researching the system, reaching out to airsoft fields and airsoft companies overseas, having conversations with them, having video meetings and all the rest of it to understand, because the tech's mega expensive. So that was our biggest risk, right?
Sure.
We would spend a huge amount of money, thousands of dollars, bringing this tech in, without being able to physically see it, being able to game with it. We basically just had to rely on the research that we did and get to a point where it's like, all right, we're going to financially commit to this, and we're going to get sent an invoice, and we're going to pay that invoice. And we're going to get, confirmation that this system is on its way to New Zealand. But I was crapping my pants the whole time.
Yeah, man.
Going,
big commitment.
It still felt like such a massive risk, and hindsight's great because it's been fantastic. It's given us the ability to launch the Airsoft League, but and even then when it did land, which was massive relief, and we pulled all the system out, then we had to learn how to run the system. How does the software work? How do we set up all the hardware? Like, how do we run the games? Like, there was still a lot of work that we had to do before we even felt confident to being like, right, we're at the point where we can launch this league, that people can have expectations for what that league is, and what the experience is going to be like for the player. So, it's and those are that's just all the stuff that people don't see. There's not a lot of people that understand how much time and effort we put into just getting to the first round of the Airsoft League.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely admin heavy in the background. And it was, like a really super satisfying moment when we first got that system all through the tar field and got players, interacting with it. And I think it was well received. The players really enjoyed the system, that in that moment was, all the proof that we needed that we'd made the right call, made the right decisions on bringing a system like that to play.
Yeah. It was a massive relief getting that player feedback, and I think the thing that made me, or should I say, the person that made me realize that we've kind of ticked all those boxes was a conversation that we had with Josh Sheed, and he didn't say a lot. All he said was, I know exactly what you guys are doing with this.
Yeah.
And he goes, and it's awesome. And hearing that from Josh Sheed, who's played airsoft for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
He's been there, done that, traveled around the country, played with a lot of different clubs and played a lot of airsoft. Have the utmost respect for Josh. So hearing that from him was like, okay, cool. Like, we've managed to do exactly what we set out to do. It was awesome to get that kind of feedback from him, and obviously get feedback from other players as well. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't so it's been really interesting, because for the players that have actually attended the Airsoft League, their feedback has been fantastic. And they've helped given us really good feedback, talked to us about like the rule set that we have and things like that, and kind of helped us fine tune a few things. But there's also been, I feel like it's just something that's we can address now and just kind of be done with it.
Yep.
Which is the players that have come along, it's been great. But obviously there's been a subset of the airsoft community, and it's very few people, but it is they are out there who have been hypercritical of the league, and so just something that we can address and get like crystal clear, which is special effects was never created to compete or take over pre-existing events, and anyone that's kind of saying otherwise within the community are just, one, they haven't come to the event, so they're talking about something they have no experience with.
Yep.
They haven't talked to us directly, and the people that have actually reached out and had actual like conversations with us, like those conversations have been awesome.
100%.
And they've had a really great outcome, because if they didn't know it then, by the conclusion of that conversation, they realised that what special effects is bringing to the table is super positive for the community.
Yeah, you've got to be willing to take that little bit of time to, clear the air and understand. Because we're here to bring an innovative product and an innovative series to the New Zealand Airsoft community to make it stronger and better. Definitely not here to try poo-poo other events, and we love the fact that there's other entities around, clubs, businesses, whatever you might be, producing events that people can head along to and enjoy. We're definitely not here to step on those toes.
No. And like all I'd say is I challenge those critics to put their money where their mouth is, because that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep.
And if I'm going to take on any kind of criticism, the criticism that I'm going to take on is from a player that's attending our events,
Yep.
who is there paying the money, having the experience. Those are the people that we're going to pay attention to, because those are the people that are there playing the game, experiencing the Airsoft League for what it is. And everyone else is doing it for the wrong reasons. And it's very few people, but typically they just tend to be the loudest, and for whatever reason that they want to be heard over everyone else. They want to be heard over like all the people that have attended the Airsoft League this year. And I'm sorry, but it's like, my phone number and email address is on our website.
Yep.
Like at any moment you can reach out to us and we would be more than happy to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
But if you're going to sit there and be critical of like the work that we're doing, but not have the decency to have a conversation with us, about this, whatever it is that we're doing that upsets you so much, I'm just have zero interest in it, because I just want to focus on the players that have like registered for the event.
Yeah. And just come along to the event, put a squad together, come along as an individual, have a go. Because we saw that at Karapiro. There was a couple of dudes that I had some conversations with leading up to like the game, like we'd done chrono, we'd done registration and so forth. And we're getting ready to do some practice games. And there were some dudes that were like, look, man, I have to admit I wasn't overly sold on the league, but now that I'm here and I've played a bit, like this is awesome. They loved it. Yeah. They had a great time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it can be as simple as like a particular rule. Like, I've had plenty of conversations with people, asking about particular rules and how that might affect their experience at coming to the Airsoft League. Yeah. And the thing is, as soon as they engage with me or engage with you, we will then in turn engage with them and have a constructive conversation about it. But I really just have like no time for people that want to cheer soft and sit there and be critical of people that are actually, doing shit for the community.
Yeah.
And then not even having the guts to have that with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But and it's and at times it's very, very hard because we work really, really hard to bring these new opportunities to the community, where I think special effects is we have shown the community. I mean, we did we started doing large scale events back in 2019, and we've done we did OPAF 1 back in 2019, so that was kind of like our first really, really big substantial event. And since 2019 we've done that event alone 3 times.
Yeah.
Along with the Airsoft Leagues and some other stuff that we've done with other clubs as well. Like I think we have kind of proven that we take all of this very, very seriously.
Yeah.
And we're here to bring something positive to the community.
Yep.
And we're not here to tread on anyone's toes or try and take over any event or anything like that. We're just doing our thing.
Yeah.
And if people see value in that, awesome, because we see value in what other people are doing. And we especially see value in the people that are actually getting out there and busting their asses to put on airsoft events for the community in New Zealand.
Yeah.
And
because there's some big events happening now, since that sort of 2019, on the backside of COVID, people wanted to get out and do bigger, better things. And we've seen that, we've seen clubs and we've seen other businesses, start to really ramp things up.
Oh,
and hats off to those people, because it takes time. There's a lot of admin in the background, a lot of things that need to happen to make that event happen.
Yeah.
And we know that, we understand that. So kudos to them.
Yeah, and what is the other thing that we do as a business? We support other people's events as much as we can. We've done a lot of sponsorship and support with MIA, and we sponsored the last ASNZ Nationals.
Yep.
And we're a tiny fish in a big pond, and yet we still will be like, hey, we will still support other events as much as we can. So again, like, hey, if you want support from us, like, reach out to us. Like,
sure.
We will see what we can do. I mean, we with our friend Phil from Storm Riders over in Canada. Like, I talked to him a lot. He was putting on a Milsim event over in Canada. So through those conversations, I was like, hey man, like, we'll send you over some stuff to support the event that you're doing, because he worked really, really hard on it, and he's like super passionate, and he was and he was super grateful for the support. Like, he was, he's, to be fair, blown away, because he didn't expect
a little company in New Zealand to
but I'm like,
get on board.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, like, we just want to do as much as we can to support good people doing good things.
Yeah.
100%. End of story.
Yeah.
So on another note, obviously, a big part of what we're doing is trying to innovate and just push the sport forward, bring new things to the table. So, and obviously the skirmish system is a real easy one to kind of talk about, because it's a brand new electronic system, two, it's like, it just like we kind of like try and dodge it a little bit, but it's the skirmish system's it's been a game changer.
100%.
And even with the Airsoft League, it's like the skirmish system can be used in a far more complicated way.
Yep.
But we, obviously for the Airsoft League, we just want to use it in a particular way that's fitting for the league itself.
Yep.
But without that skirmish system, I mean, Karapiro was 48 acres. So we hosted the league. Second round was hosted at Karapiro, and that's 48 acres so it's a massive airsoft field.
Yeah.
So that kind of hopefully gives people a little bit of scope as to how good the system is over a really, really large area.
Yeah.
And it's, a completely wireless system, mesh system, and we use it in a conquest format. And but I mean, you couldn't simplify the system anymore.
No, and it's familiar territory. Like I guarantee every club plays Conquest at some stage. Capture the flag, whatever you want to call it. And could you imagine playing 48 acres with flags. You know, it'd be so disheartening, like walking all the way down those crazy steep tracks, only to find that all the flags are your colours. We're introducing a system like Skirmish, where you've got the ability to see those maps like on a mobile device in real time. It just changes it. You know, it's just such a unique system.
Yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know the skirmish system, what Jono is actually getting at is part of the skirmish system is the hardware. So you've got these wireless mesh devices that are for the Airsoft League capture points, like you would in Conquest. But part of the skirmish system and what has made it so fantastic from a competitive standpoint is the skirmish system has a live tactical map. So we've got a map that's on the skirmish website, and any player that's playing the game can have access to that map, and it shows you what is happening with every single device on the map in real time. So it shows you what device is neutral, what device is captured by your team, and vice versa with the competing team. So it gives you information in real time. So for the competing squads, they know exactly what they need to do at any moment in time when they access that map. And again, from a competition standpoint, like having that information and knowing what is going on the complete opposite end of the field is super, super helpful for each competing team in the Airsoft League. And and there's a whole lot of other information that the players have access. They can see what individual players are doing, what points they have, and all the rest of it. So so while the hardware itself is a massive game changer, and allows us to run the league over very big fields, the software as well for the player is again again it's a game changer, because we just haven't had that technology to give players that kind of information before. So the feedback from the live tactical map has been pretty overwhelming as well. Which has been awesome.
Yeah, it's like a game changer in all aspects. Definitely noticed that after round 2 is a lot of players after the event who had sort of done both rounds and just competed at Carapera, like, oh man, like it gives you purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Other than just wandering around the field looking for colours to change. It's, it's giving you a sense of direction and a bit of team sort of movement structure. And that was the biggest thing that I took from players. They're like, man, we were, you don't have that sort of funny burnout phase throughout a game where you've wandered past 15 of your own coloured flags. It's like, right, let's get the TAC map out. Where are we heading? What are we doing? And then they're into it.
Yeah. I mean, we've all had those moments with like a Conquest style game in the past where, you've been shot. Yeah, you need to go back and respawn at your closest captured area, and you go back there only to find that the opposite team has captured that location, and you can no longer use it as a respawn. And the problem with that situation is then it's a question of, where do I go now? Like where is the closest respawn? And when you are playing over a large map, like that could be quite a big hike. So as soon as you get with the skirmish system, as soon as you've been hit and you need to go respawn, you can just jump onto the live tactical map. Cool. This is our closest captured location. Sweet, I'll go there. And even if it was a situation where somehow it got captured before you got there, well, you can just jump onto the map again. Okay, cool. This is where I need to go.
Yeah.
So just that in itself is so helpful, but just the whole giving the teams the ability to be very, very like strategic at the highest level.
Yeah, sure.
Because they're getting fed that information in real time is super, super helpful. And it's obviously it's just a really helpful tool. And it's like awesome for the admin team as well, because we're doing the exact same thing. We're just observing the game on the map as it's playing out, and we can just watch the game develop. And because we run the game duration is between an hour and a half and 2 hours, like the game's going to evolve over that period of time. We've never seen a time where it's been, very dominant by one team. It's like, during this time, this team was doing better, and then it flips.
Yeah.
Because again, over a large map, you can't dominate that entire map. It's just physically impossible.
Yeah.
So at some stage, and that's so everyone's familiar with Conquest. Like, we've all done it, rinsed and repeated a million times. For anyone that's played airsoft for 10 plus years, like we have, you have played that game a lot.
100%.
But what's interesting about the league is the game mode is just scraping the surface. And what because the league is so new, and it's so dynamic, and it's so different from what we've been doing for years and years and years, it requires everyone to hit the reset button. And come to the league, whether you're competing for the championship or whether you're competing for, you're just coming along as a disruptor for one of the rounds. It just requires everyone to hit that reset button and come in with a complete fresh perspective, because it is far from what you've done, far from what anyone has done leading up to that.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a much more complex system. It's taken away from that traditional force on force, and really sort of changing the way the game mechanics work.
Yeah, because like the force on force aspect is like a mechanic of the game. It's just what's required to make everything work, but it's basically a game within a game within a game. And it's like, and that's awesome. So like on the surface, it's like it's Conquest, but because of its, when you start looking at it a little bit closer, you realize that it's actually quite complex, because you've got force on force, you've got competing squads, you've got competing individuals, and then you've got disruptor players. And they all have they can play all of those classes, if you want to look at it like that, can play the game differently from each other. And we've done force on force Conquest year in, year out for so long, that it's been really, really fascinating to watch these players come along to the league and go, Conquest, like I've done that a million times before, like I know what that's all about, this is nothing new to me. And then like halfway through their first game, they're kind of looking at where they are on the leaderboard, going further and further and further down, because they've haven't scored many points, or
Yeah.
the other players have scored way more points than they've scored, and they're going, why am I? Why am I not doing better right now?
And we saw that at round one. You know, there was a couple of the Gorka Gang guys who were very used to traditional, kind of like a Milsim style gameplay, you know, where they sort of get into some engagements and they'll hunker in and stuff like that, you know, really focused on the shooting aspect of airsoft. Where in actual fact, the core emphasis of what the league's about is getting those points on the board. And, you know, after their sort of first practice round, they're like, man, I really need to switch that up. You know, that ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got hammered. You know, in that first round, we need to change what we're doing. So,
yeah, and there's never been an emphasis on like the actual objective.
Yeah,
it's kind of like some people will go and they'll be more about you know, the objective and winning the game, whereas others will just be about like, I just want to, you know, shoot a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Whereas with the Airsoft League, shooting BBs is secondary.
Yeah.
Your airsoft gun is now a tool for you to complete your main objective, and your main objective is get as many points as you can.
Yeah.
And your airsoft gun is there to help you do that.
Yeah.
It is not the primary focus, and getting stuck in engagements does not help you get points.
Yeah.
So the guys that are, you know, up the top of the leaderboard are the guys that realize that and are like, right, what is the best way that I can score points over getting stuck in engagements.
Yeah.
And that airsoft aspect is always there, because sometimes you do. Sometimes you just have to fight your way out of a situation. So again, it's a tool, but it's comes secondary to what you're there to do, which is score the highest points.
Yeah.
Unless you're a disruptor player.
Yeah,
and then you can decide what
you can do
want
whatever
to do.
you want to do.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about the disruptor option, is it's that option for people that just want to come play 2 days of airsoft.
Yeah.
If they want to, you know, be a disruptor and disrupt the points, they can do that. And they can do that in a couple of ways. They can go capture devices, which stops, you know, the competing squads from being able to get those points, or they can go shoot the shit out of them. Yeah. We've seen plenty of that.
And that's why we wanted something like that in there, is because, you know, at the end of the day, we none of us do airsoft full time. We've all got jobs and different walks of life outside of airsoft. So, like a disruptor role is perfect for that dude who can't commit to, you know, like a full season, or, you know, being part of a squad and show up.
Yeah. And
have a good hoon around and enjoy themselves.
Yeah. And, you know, for some players, they just have zero interest in like a competition.
Yeah.
And obviously we've thought very, very carefully about how we structure the league. We're not looking to reinvent the wheel. We're looking to bring something new and to help innovate the sport. But we need to pay attention to what the community's into. And for some people, just coming and shooting the shit, and, you know, just having a bit of fun for 2 days, we've accommodated those people. Like we really want an event that, yes, can be at the forefront of competitions, but also doesn't exclude players that play airsoft for other reasons, because we play airsoft for different reasons. Some of us really enjoy competitions, and some of us don't. So if we can create an event that encapsulates like the community and the different players, then then that's going to have a far better outcome than us, you know, like for us with the sports that we came from. Like, if you weren't there for that one thing, oh, sorry, mate, like you can't be a part of the sport, or you can't be a part of this, you know, the rugby season, or you know,
this team, or
the Superbike Nationals, or whatever it might be, because you have to fit into this one structure. So and again, like we're we are very lucky to have a sport that still gives us the ability to do it in a way that we want to do it. We're you know, like, if we want to go start a rugby club tomorrow, we're going to be given a handbook. And that handbook is going to lay out what
this
you
is
can
a blueprint
do,
of what you have to do,
and you have to follow that. Like, end of story. Because it's like, no, like, if you want to start a rugby club and be a part of the rugby season, this is how it is, and this is how you have to follow that structure. End of story. There's no, you can't do anything outside the box. Like, inside the box, that's how it's done. Full stop. So, you know, that's what I find really exciting about airsoft is we still have so much flexibility, and there's just so much opportunity out there, if people are just willing to put in the work.
Yeah, well, it's like you said earlier, you know, with the skirmish system, we're just scratching the surface. You know, like, we've taken the most basic format that we can think that works for all players and is familiar territory, and turned it into a electronic tracking system.
Yeah. And it also, you know, for the future of the league as well, like, the system gives us the ability to introduce more complexity to the game. If we want it. Like, I'm not sure if we need to do that, but it's just great knowing that for the future, like,
because of the ability to evolve.
Yeah, like, we can actually introduce new things to the game via the system, you know, to bring new things to the league, if we so choose to.
Like the penalty system, you know, we rolled that out at the at round 2.
So it's interesting because I didn't think the penalty system was going to be such a big thing until we obviously introduced it, and it's been really interesting, because what we've kind of, like, what's with sport. So even sport at the highest level, so any sport around the world at the highest professional level requires refs. And why is that, Jono?
Because people break the rules. They tweak the rules. They bend the rules.
And it's normal. So so we can watch any sport at the highest level around the world. They have rules, and professionals, so the people that have done these sports all their lives, know the rules inside and out, whether it's accidental or intentional break rules, and a ref or an official, whoever it might be, will give that particular person a penalty, and that's normal. But what's been and it's good. There's, like, you know, the person breaks the rule, they get the penalty, end of story. But you know, with the way that we've played airsoft, and I think this is just a thing, no matter where airsoft is played, it's an honest sport, but we've become very, very hypersensitive to this idea of sportsmanship and integrity, what's been fantastic about the league with having an electronic penalty system is like it doesn't matter who you are, what club you play for, where you came from. You compete at the league. There's this detailed list of rules, and if you break a rule, the marshal will advise you that you've broken a rule. You will come have your penalty points deducted off your score electronically, and we send you back out. End of story.
Yeah.
There's none of this weird, like, this person lacks integrity, or this person isn't showing sportsmanship. No, we don't need to worry about that. We've got this black and white penalty system, black and white rules, and because that's like any sport. Like, people make mistakes, whether it's intentional or not. But at the end of the day, if you break one of the rules, you break one of the rules, and we'll penalise you.
Yeah.
And the skirmish system has given us the ability to do that electronically.
Yeah.
Which has been awesome. Yes. As part of our rules, if there is a situation with a player who has malicious intent, that's completely different. And that will be addressed in a completely different way. But if it's just simply someone breaking a rule, they'll receive their penalty, which will hurt them, because that gets deducted off their score.
Yeah.
So if whether they're an individual or a squad member, that is gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
And that could be the difference between first and second.
Yeah, 100%.
In the championship.
Could ultimately lose you the championship.
Yeah.
And we've seen it at high-end level, like there's been World Cups that have been lost over a stupid penalty in the last 2 minutes of a game or whatever, and they lose it.
Yep. And that's just sport, Hey, if you follow the rules carefully, you keep yourself out of trouble, you won't receive a penalty.
You won't get the smacked hand.
But yeah, it's just been super interesting to see that whole the league has just really exposed that whole like sportsmanship and integrity, like just emotional reaction. And I think it's and again, like we're really lucky with the skirmish system to have that penalty system.
Yeah, for sure.
And it works so well. But yeah, it'll be fantastic once we get away from those kind of emotional connections with sportsmanship and integrity.
Yeah.
But yeah, and on the whole rules side of things, that's obviously been
open the door. Open the door to some conversations.
Yeah,
some interesting ones.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the rule set is extremely extensive, and the reality is, it will grow over time as people try and find little loopholes and things like that.
Well, like you said before, we want it to be super black and white. This is the rule. You don't break it, you get penalised.
Yeah.
And conversations like, we, like we've had at both rounds, it's like, we don't really, this would be better this way or whatever it might be. We take that on board and we review things. And if we feel we need to change them down the line, because it benefits the player and benefits the game a lot better, then we're going to take that on board and review things.
Yeah. I think a really good example of that was at round 2 at Karapiro, just the particular layout of the field and where we put each team's FOBs. We had some players come see us and say, hey, look, in their mind, based on playing the game and what they could kind of see on the practice day, they felt that by swapping sides, which is not something we normally do, would benefit both teams.
Yeah.
And so we had a really good conversation with those guys and fought really, really hard about it, because for us, the whole reason that we wanted to keep teams on the same side for the whole event was to keep so for players that were unfamiliar with the field, or players that had very little experience at that particular field, we wanted to kind of help orientate them the best we could by keeping them on that one side.
Yeah.
Because in our minds it would help them learn the field quicker, and not change things up too much for them. That they had a higher risk of losing orientation and being a bit more lost. Because what we're trying to do, and this is why we have the practice day and why it's so important, because again, this is a competition. We want to do things in a way where we can build these players up and get them as competitive as possible. So then on the second day, which is the championship day, they should be as competitive as they possibly can be, because they've had that first day.
We want to maximise their ability.
Yeah,
you know?
and again, it's like there's so much complexity to it, because and a squad needs to work out how they're going to function together as a squad on this particular field, and how they want to tackle each objective, etc., feel out their competition. Like, there's so many variables that they're trying to work out. So they've got that first day to kind of get settled in, get on the same level as their team, figure out how they want to tackle this particular field, strategy wise. So then on the second day, we should be getting the best out of every single squad.
Yeah.
But coming back to that feedback, we looked at that situation, and it was like, if we listen to what you're saying and we implement that, we don't know if it's going to, because the basis of the argument, not that it was an argument, but the basis of the discussion was one side kind of benefits this team more than the other side. And by swapping sides between each games, it kind of gives each team equal opportunity to kind of play it out based on the layout, which is logical. Like, that makes sense. And so we looked at that and go, okay, none of us can sit here and say we know what the outcome is going to be, whether it's going to be better or worse by doing that. But if it answers those questions for those players, then let's do it, because it's not going to hurt anyone by doing that. Yeah, and so that's what we did.
Creates that level of transparency too. The players felt merit in it, and after reviewing it, we felt merit in it, and we rolled it out, and smooth sailing. Yeah, everybody was happy.
Yeah. So they were, they were real appreciative of us taking that feedback on board and listening to what they had to say and adjusting the event based on that feedback. And again, it was good for us, because we made that change, and then we got to see it play out and get that data and be like, hey, moving forward, does that benefit the players by doing that? Because at the end of the day, why are we here? We're here to make the Airsoft League as good as it can be. And they could have sat there and had that discussion between themselves, and been like, oh well, we think it could be better if they allowed teams to swap sides. but not brought it to our attention.
Yep.
So, we'd be none the wiser. But they didn't. They came and seen us. It was like an awesome conversation. We made that change. And then we all got to see whether it was going to be a better outcome or not.
Yeah.
And they were super stoked.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked really well.
Did it help them get more points or win a game?
No.
No. But we all got to see that. And the other one that was quite interesting was the bang rule. That's another thing that got brought up. And again, like you were saying before, with like having black and white rules, is like a bang rule or a mercy rule, whatever people call it, is helpful in certain situations. But the problem with certain rules is they can be very grey, and the bang rule is just one of those rules where it can be very, very grey. It can lead to arguments, and if a rule is going to lead to arguments between two players on a field, we want to avoid that as much as we can, because it does nothing for the player and it does nothing for us. And so for players that are coming to the event, like that's just the rule. Like there is no bang rule. So it's you just have to, if you come to the Airsoft League, you just have to accept that there's no bang rules, and that goes for both parties.
Yeah.
But it's just we just can't have that rule. Just like there's that unwritten rule of do not be a dick. Like it's a great rule, but again, it's subjective.
Yeah.
Like what
define it.
Yeah. You can't. So we can't have it as a rule.
Yeah.
It does not work in a competition setting. It needs to be as black and white as humanly possible. And not be subjective.
Yeah.
Because it just doesn't work. But like for your grassroots club games, like, we talk about it at our club all the time.
Oh, dude, and that's where we've seen it, be controversial. Is at that club level. I've seen multiple situations with the bang rule where it could have been taken both ways, and it's like, well, we're just going to have to walk away and then forget that situation happened and move on.
And then they go from we were initially arguing about a bang rule, but now we've because it doesn't suit my argument, or I'm not getting the answer that I was hoping for, I'm now going to switch it into he's been a dick.
Yeah. They work hand in hand.
And it's just like, oh, okay, now we've stepped into another unwritten rule that is completely subjective.
Yeah.
So
it's just an ugly grey area.
Yeah. And another interesting conversation regarding the rules was the ammo limit.
Yeah. Complete misconception.
Yeah. And when I say that it's been a conversation, it's only been a conversation with a couple of people, but it's just been a very strongly worded conversation. And that's just because each time it's come from a player that has not been to the event.
Yeah.
And they've seen that rule and gone, oh my God, this is gonna ruin my ability to play airsoft. And because they haven't been to the event. And for anyone that hasn't read our rules and obviously hasn't been to one of the Airsoft League events, the rule that we have in place is that you cannot carry any loose BBs on you. The only BBs that you can have on your person is in your magazines.
Yep.
Or your loose, your speed loaders and your bags of BBs must be at your FOB, which is on the field, by the way. So at your main base, So if you run out of ammo, you just have to go back to your base and refill your magazines. But again, that was a very intentional rule, and we've been able to see in person why we have that rule and why that's important. Because, like we were saying earlier, the actual objective of the game is to score the highest points.
Yeah.
Shooting BBs is secondary to that.
It's a byproduct.
And so for the, so the feedback that we've got and what we've seen of the competing squads and individuals is they never run out of ammo for 2 hours of playing, because they are busy trying to score points and only get into engagements when they need to. And that, like when we were walking around the field at the second round, there were engagements going on like all day long. So you would think that a whole field of airsoft players are going just chewing through ammo. But the reality was, for those competing players, it was very calculated, and so they weren't going through, they weren't emptying all their mags out and going back to their FOB and things like that. So for all the players that had concerns, that reached out to us leading up to each event, once they came to the event, played the game, they then realized, this is not a problem. These very lengthy messages that I had sent to Jono, that he sat down and spent the time reassuring me that the rule is very functional, and does exactly what it needs to do.
Well, we had players who said, they might have used 2 magazines in a whole 2-hour game, and then we look at their points and we're like, they dominated, because they were playing the game. So they knew when to break engagements. And I think it also gives you the ability to be a better marksman. You pick and choose your shots a lot better, and you choose what engagements you want to get into. You're not going to cruise, like if you're rolling a pistol or a basic AR platform, you're not going to go head to head with a guy with an LMG with 3,000 rounds, because you're like, I'm just going to burn through ammo for no reason, and I'm not going to get past him because he's going to light me up. Yeah,
and it's not going to help me at all by doing that, because again, I'm here for a different reason.
Yeah, exactly. And again, for those LMG players, it also made them be a bit more picky. Like that common thing with an LMG is, you cut your way through bushes. Like, there's 10 guys on the other side. You're like, right, they're mine. I'm just going to pummel them. But when like, all right, well, I've still got an hour and a half of gameplay. I can't put 3,000 rounds into that bush. Otherwise, I'm going for a big walk back to my FOB. So those players got a bit more strategic.
Yeah.
And it also, when they did run out, it took them out of gameplay for a level, and it allowed some player movement and some different dynamics to happen.
Yeah. And it just stopped that situation, especially, we're not picking on LMG players, but it just stopped them from, it stopped the game from having that situation where you could have an LMG player in a very strategic position, that's in a really, really good spot, that can just basically stay there and just spray the entire time because he's got 8,000 BBs on him. And even if he runs his box mag dry, if it's anything like my Mark 46, which is literally just pop the lid open on the box mag, dump another 4,000 rounds into the box mag, and close it, and you're up and running in a matter of seconds. So it also protects the players that don't have LMGs.
And talking to the LMG guys, they had a blast. They loved it. They had a great time. none of them actually. I think there was one LMG player was like, oh man, he was a bit skeptical about it leading into it, but after he played, he was like, no, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like a really cool balance between, say, like just your normal club skirmish and like a milsim. Club game, you could run as depending on the restrictions that they might have in place for that game. But if it's just an average club game where there's no ammo restriction, you can have 1 million BBs in your backpack and just go full ham all day. Versus like a milsim, which is like heavily restricted. You have to be really, really careful about your ammo consumption. Like it's a pretty cool like balance between those two worlds of like you're not heavily restricted, but there is a restriction in place. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like my Mark 46 could carry 3,000 rounds in the box mag. That's still a ton of ammo. If that is your only restriction at the Airsoft League, it's not like we're saying, oh, you can only have 50 rounds in your box mag at a time, and once you go through that, off to your FOB, mate.
I think like if you can't play a 2-hour round of the Airsoft League with 3,000 rounds, then there's a problem. because the dude at the top of the leaderboard with the 4 mid caps is clearly doing it better. Yeah.
That's funny though. And that the other thing that's always a really humorous conversation is the at home advantage.
The old dirty at-home advantage.
It's
such a weird thing.
Oh, because it again, like we have to appreciate that not everyone has played sports or like, I don't know, traditional sports, but a huge amount of people have. But it's like there's if for some reason it's come up in conversation. I know that ASNZ Nationals, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but I know that it used to be that the host club could not compete. But ASNZ Nationals and the way they structure it with individual clubs hosting, is very, very different. Those hosting clubs have absolute, they have massive input into how they structure every single game that they do on the competition day. So I actually think that makes far more sense. We're just lucky with our structure that the only advantage that at home club would have is just the fact that they just know the layout of that field better. But if we're to put that in perspective and this is why it's such a funny conversation, if we look at every single sport around the world, every single sport, at home advantage is just a normal thing. It doesn't matter what sport it is, whether it's motorsport 100%. or ball sports, field, it doesn't matter.
It's not grounds for restriction though. It shouldn't be restricted.
And I mean, for you playing rugby, at home advantage was a thing, but it's like this airy fairy magical thing because rugby's played on the same field, the same ball,
same size, same posts,
everything's the same
white lines,
dirt, grass,
exactly.
But at home advantage could be a thing,
Well, a sport like that, like a rugby or a soccer or a hockey or whatever it might be that you play, that at home advantage comes from your fan base, You've got the local support, so you're going to get the maximum people coming to the game to watch the game, cheer your team on, and boo the other team. You know, so
heckling them.
So that's where the at-home advantage probably comes from, in that aspect. And yeah, I get it in an airsoft league, especially played at clubs and club fields. Of course, that home team is going to know where that funny little track is that takes you up to that ridge.
The little goat
you know,
track.
they know all those little things. But we've seen with, the digital leaderboard.
The B magnets at second round. Got a podium finish.
Yep,
against.
Exactly. Against Whiskey Squad, who know that field inside and out, you know. Yeah. So it's almost debunked. And all my years of playing rugby, I've seen teams put 100 points on us at home. You know, we've had some crazy games.
Yeah. So like in rugby, or like even in motor, like any sport, at home advantage goes two ways.
Yeah.
Because it's psychological, right? So, you've got your fan base, and they're all cheering for you, and all the rest of it. And maybe that throws the other team off. Maybe.
Yeah.
But the reality is, for their out of town team, if they can beat you at your field, or your track, or whatever it might be, that is 10 times more glorious than I think, you winning at home.
Yeah.
Like, because it's kind of like, and that's kind of like a psychological thing, for anyone that's playing at home, right? Is it's almost like an expectation. Like, we should crush it because it's our field, it's our track, or it's our airsoft field. And but that can put a lot more pressure. There's a lot more pressure on, say, an AWI team getting a top finish, because people like, those guys are going to crush it because they've got at home advantage. And then when you've got the B magnets getting a podium finish alongside those guys, like that's like, it's like, oh, okay. And the B magnets, 5 out of their 6 team members had never ever played at Karapira. It was completely brand new to them. But obviously what they were able to achieve at the second round is they went out in the practice day, they got their shit together, and then come Sunday,
squared away, they got out there and got it done.
They got it done. Because B magnets they're there to play. They're like super nice dudes, but as soon as they get on the field,
savages. Super competitive.
And especially when you've got Marcel on your team.
He's so competitive, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's like out the gate.
He says he will never admit it, but he is.
He'll tell you that he's not competitive. And he's such a nice dude that you like, that you'd never think that he'd be as competitive as he is.
But he is.
But he is.
He is. So don't let him tell you otherwise, people.
Watch out. No, but shout out Marcel. He's an awesome dude, and it's been fun to see. It's been awesome to see those guys compete the way that they do. Man, they are all about it. And it's and not only that, like they've made those challenge coins for the final.
That's awesome, mate.
Dude, it's like there's been so, it's, for us, we're so entrenched, like there's so much work that we're constantly doing with the league, but in between, it's like seeing, and that's, we haven't pushed that. That's that is just something that they have done all on their own.
Yeah.
Because they're just pumped up. Like they've just been enjoying what they've been doing.
And that's that little innovative spin-off that something like an Airsoft League can create, patches, T-shirts, all sorts of challenge coins, crazy little things that they want to do.
Yeah. Like, like it's really cool, like seeing, seeing a bunch of Airsoft players create a team, because again, traditionally, a lot of the time, it's been, like a great example is, ASNZ Nationals. That's clubs, so clubs competing against clubs, and that's the point of difference with the Airsoft League, right? Whereas it's just teams. And again, what's really cool about that is you could get 6 dudes from 6 different clubs come together to form this unique
ultimate team.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude.
The ultimate package.
Yeah. Like, you could literally, like, you could just find the Marcells of this world.
The Marcells from each club.
Yeah. And like, just email every single club and be like, I want your best dude.
Yeah.
Give me your best dude.
Give me your best dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to stack a team.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll the league.
Oh, dude, like, but yeah, that's the cool thing about it. Like, these, teams, that have been formed, that have created their team patch. And they're already running team patches, and with the bead magnets, creating bead magnet challenge coins, and just having fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, that's what it comes back to when when I see those things, and which is super cool to see. Like, what I'm actually seeing is a bunch of dudes just enjoying what they're doing.
Yeah,
and just making the most of it.
At the end of the day, it's what we all signed up to do, eh? It's why we're here.
Mm.
We enjoy the sport and we want to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, we want to create a space where, these players can compete.
Yeah.
At a high level, and we have some, for us, like, our ambitions are larger than life, and really, really long term. Obviously, we're already in the thick of planning out the 2026 season.
Yeah.
And getting that all locked in. But that's the following season. But for us, we're thinking about 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
There's a lot of because there is that, and that's the thing. Like, when someone's been super critical, it's like, we are so lucky to have this thing, which is airsoft, where there is an abundance, and an absolute abundance of opportunity in this thing that we do. There is no, we're not confined.
Yeah.
We have the ability to do so much stuff if we're willing to put in the work and get it done and create it. Like, I absolutely have ambitions for the Airsoft League to become international.
Yeah.
And someone might be listening to this and go, that's a ridiculous idea. But there is a pathway to make that happen.
Yeah.
100%. There is nothing stopping us from making that happen. If we look at if we look at the paintball leagues, that's a multi-million-dollar industry.
Yeah.
Like, it's at a stage now where you can get a subscription to a particular team, and if you pay for the highest level of that particular subscription, you can go to one of the events and go hang out with the team.
Yeah.
During the event.
Yeah.
Like they have fans that pay money to subscribe to
Get
what
the
they are
ultimate
doing.
package.
But that didn't happen overnight.
No, man.
The difference is, and why someone might, think it's funny that we would have ambitions like that, is because we're so far behind. Like.
Well, you look at paintball players. You can be at a pro level.
Yes.
You can 100% go pro. Like that's your job.
Yeah.
Is to play paintball. Like how amazing would that be? What do you do for a job? I play airsoft.
Yeah. I'm
for
a professional airsoft player.
Yeah, like I travel around the world competing in the Airsoft League. You know, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And it can be done.
Yeah.
We can get there.
Yeah. There is absolutely nothing stopping us from getting other countries on board, especially with the structure that we have, and having a World Cup. And it's and people will be like, do you know what you're getting yourself into, and that'll take so long and all the rest of it. No shit.
Yeah, we do.
Like, no shit. Yeah, it's a lot of work, and who knows? But the point is, there is a pathway to get there, just like there was a pathway to paintball. And airsoft players love to take the piss out of paintball, but I'm sorry, jump onto YouTube, see how massive the paintball leagues are. You can be a professional paintball player and have that as a job and be paid to go play paintball.
Yeah.
So airsoft could do that too. It's just behind, and and they're the Speedsoft, they're chasing it. They're already have that pathway that they have a World Cup.
Yeah.
Speedsoft is played in multiple countries. There is that they are all already heading in that same direction. Is it as big as the paintball leagues? No, it's not. But there are obviously
creating
people,
a pathway.
Yeah, there's obviously people putting in the work, and they already have a World Cup. But we just don't have. We are just so much further behind for outdoor airsoft because Speedsoft is its own thing. That's not what we're doing. That's completely different, and will remain that way. What we're doing with the league is completely different. It's what we've grown up playing airsoft, which is large scale outdoor airsoft.
Yeah.
Which again, like I'm saying, is completely different from Speedsoft. But like Speedsoft, we can create a pathway to get to where we want to be. And if that was a multi-country World Cup, dude,
primo,
that'd be awesome.
Let's get it there.
And it's I'm not going to sit here and say that one day we'll have professional airsoft players, but with the right people and years of hard work, why not?
Yeah, 100%.
Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Let's
all go pro.
It's my biggest gripe is let's how about we just people putting in the work,
push the boundaries.
We should be fostering that.
Yeah.
And not be gatekeeping it. No one owns airsoft.
Yeah.
Everyone has equal opportunity to innovate the sport and bring new things. Not one person in this country has the right to gatekeep airsoft.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And that was the big emphasis behind Operation Armored Fury. Remember those early conversations look at what Milsom West do, and look at what American Milsom do, and look at these massive games in Europe with tanks and stuff and things. Why can't we do that? Let's push the boundary and.
Yeah, well, it's that conversation of like, why does everyone talk about what everyone else is doing?
Yeah.
And of course, the big hits on YouTube and things like that is like, these big event producers, which is Milsom West, American Milsom, and all the big YouTubers, those are the events that they're going to because they look shit hot on video.
Yeah.
So we're all consuming that content, but none of it was in New Zealand. And again, the same thing goes with what I was saying earlier. Is there is no reason why we can't have that. And I will say that one of the hurdles to overcome, and it was a hurdle that we managed to overcome doing that event with Tar, was all these amazing events that we watch on YouTube are commercial.
Yeah.
So that's and that's the norm. Like the friends that we have over in the US, like everything that they're doing with airsoft is commercial.
Yeah.
New Zealand took a completely different pathway with clubs, and there's pros and cons with everything. But money equals resources, and resources equals bigger, better events. And we've just got to get our head around that. Clubs are fantastic because they are grassroots. They are such a great way of getting new people into the sport and fostering them.
Yeah.
Getting the next generation in. Fostering their passions, and retaining them, and then because again that's like rugby. You have your grassroots clubs. That's that's where you cut your teeth and learn the ropes and get good at this thing that you're doing, and then they send you out to go pursue bigger events.
Yeah, exactly.
And seeing how far you could take it, and for the small percentage they become professional rugby players.
You find yourself becoming pro.
Yeah. Because again, in rugby there's a pathway.
There's a pathway for it.
Whereas in airsoft, currently we're circular. So it'd be amazing to see the day where we have these thriving clubs that introduce players to the world of airsoft, get them super passionate, super pumped up about it, give them the opportunity to hone their skills, and then them have a pathway that goes
set them free.
Yeah, that goes beyond that.
Yeah.
And be proud of the club that they came from. Which I think for everyone. I'm not sure I've met anyone that isn't kind of proud of their club.
Yeah. Well, you got to be.
Yeah.
It's how the club survives.
Yeah. Or doesn't.
Yeah.
But we somehow didn't segue when we were talking about the whole at-home advantage thing. We somehow didn't segue into the fact that we're bringing a brand new airsoft field to the final.
Yeah.
Which crushes the whole at-home advantage conversation.
Don't want to hear that yarn at the third round.
That's it's been super fascinating to have those conversations around at-home advantage and all the rest of it. But what's going to be even more interesting is the final being played at an event where or a field, should I say, that no one has played airsoft at. So it's going to be down to raw talent,
pro level skills.
Yeah. All these airsoft athletes,
competitive natures.
Yep. Yes. So that's going to be really, because we have no idea. We obviously understand that these teams are like super competitive and they want to win, but the thing that no one knows, and I'm sure those teams are anxious about, is, well, how are we going to perform at the last round? Because no one's played there, like no one's familiar with it. We're just going to have to figure it out.
And it's not just new for the players, it's new for us, because we're like, we've been there, we've mapped the field out, we've got a bit of an understanding of the layout, but we have no idea how that's going to play out in a game.
No.
It could be amazing, it could be terrible, but
it's going to be amazing for one team.
But,
but only one team can come first.
Yep.
Then there's second, third, and all the way down to last. Someone has to come last. Yep. And that's and again, that's quite a new thing for players around competition and things like that within the scope of airsoft, which is someone gets to come first and someone gets to come last. End of story. And that was, for you in rugby and for me with bikes, that was just normal. Like I remember my first ever season racing GP bikes. I would just had zero expectation. So I was racing, I was competing, I wanted to get the highest possible result, but I was also going there knowing before I'd even got out onto the track that I wasn't coming first, and I wasn't probably going to be close to a podium finish. My competition was actually just within myself, and just chipping away and seeing that, so like going to each race for that particular season. So like each race I was going to was an unfamiliar track, so no at-home advantage, because for us living here in Taranaki, there is no circuit. So like I didn't ever have a at-home advantage or an at-home track, whatever you want to call it. Every single time I was competing, I was traveling to another track. And so that first year, it was my competition was my lap times. It wasn't like the actual end position or the overall position by the end of that particular round was like secondary. It was more like, can I turn up? I'll go out and practice. I'll get these lap times, and then from there, my what I want to achieve is by the end of the last race, my lap times are better than they were in practice. And that was like my entire first season. It wasn't about like, can I get first, second, third, or even fifth or 10th. It was just like the overall position that I get at that particular round is what it is. I have no idea what I can get. I have no idea who I'm competing with, et cetera. It's all just focus on lap times. And then, like second, third season, that's when it's like, all right, now I know these guys. I know who I'm competing with. I've raced at these tracks multiple times now. So now I can start building expectation on wanting to win races. And, the best season that I had, I was first in the championship, went to Taupo for the last round, and the points were so close that was like one of the. It was like, maybe it was like the second race. I snapped my chain, got a DNF. Went from first in the championship to third.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like that.
And I was like, went there. So last round, went there thinking that I was going to be first in the championship.
Yeah.
I'm like, all I need to do is just ride how I've been riding, and I'll come out, you know, first. And everything was going perfect. I was super competitive. So I was like, got it in the bag.
Yeah.
And then
the chain said, no, you don't.
Snap chain. Got one DNF out of the entire season. And that took me from first in the championship to third.
Dropped you down.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, and that was, racing bikes was thousands of dollars every single season.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just the way it is. So yeah, again, it's like, you know, whether you're coming first or last, as long as you put your best foot forward, like that's enough.
And I think that's what teams are just going to need to focus on too, leading into the third round. It's a new field that no one's ever played on. So just believe in your own team and your own ability and get it done.
Yeah. And
get out there and smash it.
Maybe that gives you the dub, or maybe it doesn't.
Yep.
And you just got purely beat by a team that was just better on the day. Like that's just the way it goes. But again, you know, hey, being disappointed's like a good thing.
Yeah.
Because it drives you to be better next time.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes with sport. Like, you know, it's about like you becoming better as a person and as a competitor. And you know, talent only takes you so far. Like hard work takes you a lot further. It'll be really, really interesting to see what the outcome is. Because
excited.
Yeah, because it's completely new. It's not a flat field. It's got elevation.
Yeah.
So they'll have to contend with that. And again, for like, you know, for the disruptor player, he can just cruise around, take it easy.
Yeah.
You know, shoot, hassle some competing squads or competing individuals.
Get in their way.
And just have a good time. But for the, you know, the squads and the individuals that are competing, they're going to have to contend with the elevation if they want to win it or want to get a high score.
Yeah. Have your wheat bix, boys. It's going down.
And but again, it's, you know, it's what's great about the practice day. It's like, you know, just get everyone settled in,
get a feel,
figure it out,
get a feel for the field and the layout.
Yeah. So then, you know, come second day, everyone's like
pumping,
you know, really got everyone's, you know, and that's other exciting thing for us is because you just know, like, at the end of the first day that, you know, all these teams and individual competitors are going to be sitting down and, like, you know, having their little strategic game plan meetings, deciding how they're going to tackle it the second day. You know, what worked, what didn't.
Yeah.
You know, review their points for the practice day and come up with a game plan for the following day, and then have to go execute that again with a bunch of variables that are some are in your control and then others are just completely out of your control. You just don't know how it's going to work out. So yeah, it'll be super exciting to see what happens.
Yeah, man. I'm pumped.
Yeah. And because how would you describe the field?
It's, you know, elevation is definitely a big element, but it's got a good combo of some nice big open space with some not crazy woodland. Like it's you know, still very open and playable within that little woodland area. And that's why we're sort of breaking it up with some the introduction of some shipping containers.
To break up,
create some sort of urban environment kind of feel and break up those big open areas.
Yeah. Just something unique, eh?
Yeah, something
Again,
different.
New field, that combination of woodland, open area, but then the introduction of the shipping containers, breaking that all up, giving it a little bit of a CQB field, and we should really give a shout out to Len and Morgan,
Yep.
who we do a lot of work with, and have done over the years, and just I can't say enough good things about them. They're just amazing human beings, but they own a shipping container company and have supplied us with a whole lot of shipping containers in various different forms and sizes.
Yep.
So I think, down to your 10-foot containers up to 20-foot containers, double open-ended containers, single open-ended containers, some retail containers, so we can kind of set them up like kind of like pill boxes. So that's, again, a little bit jealous that we're not playing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's the only downside to what we do.
Yeah, let's create a brand new airsoft field, bring a whole lot of shipping containers up and set it all up and
stand back
not
and watch
play.
it happen.
Watch everyone else enjoy it. But again, it's just a different perspective for us. It is awesome, getting out there and watching the players out there competing, or the disruptors just out there having a good time, just schwacking people.
Our reward is we get to see, people enjoy it and enjoy what we do.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's actually just nice to be at the event and just see the players out there just getting it done.
100%.
Yeah. And the other big thing that's been ongoing and just has accelerated almost faster than I could even keep up with has been the sponsorship side of things, which has been amazing. I feel like it's just accelerating so quickly and has developed quickly, which has been awesome. It's some of it I was not expecting whatsoever. So we really words can't describe how appreciative we are with having all these sponsors come on board and support everything that we're doing. And because at the end of the day, all that sponsorship goes back to the players as well. And it's really cool to be able to reward those players that are putting in the mahi and getting the results, and them having and us being able to reward them through the amazing sponsorship that we've got as well. And the other amazing thing that has been cool about the Airsoft League is seeing teams being able to go get their own sponsorship.
Yeah, definitely.
So not just sponsorship, not just sponsors sponsoring events, but the league has just facilitated a situation where now we have athletes. And those athletes are able to, approach companies and show these companies
get endorsed.
that they're getting the results. And those companies can turn around and, because this is nothing new. Sports have been doing this since the beginning. But again, it's just we haven't had a lot of competitive events, airsoft events in New Zealand. So it's been really cool to see companies jump on board with those teams and give them direct sponsorship. Which is really, really awesome. Because again, the companies obviously see merit in it, and for the teams receiving the sponsorship, it helps them. You know,
100%.
It's costs money to compete, so by getting a little bit of sponsorship, it does actually go a long way, and it's just exciting because this is what we're managing to do now, and it's just exciting to see what can be done in the future.
Yeah,
of course. We will have a day where we will have professional airsoft players getting paid full time to compete at the Airsoft League World Cup.
Yeah. Sponsored by big companies.
On ESPN.
Yeah.
But and we laugh about it. But I seen that the Paintball League is got a deal with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So now you can watch it on Disney.
Yeah, I've been watching the 3v3 league on there, and it's big time. Like when you look at the they're rattling off all the sponsors, for the rounds and stuff, and it's huge.
Yeah, and
there's some. It's massive. Like they're hiring out baseball stadiums and things like it's.
Yeah,
it's big time.
And that's going to hire out a baseball stadium for
$100,
$1,000.
Yeah.
And again, they're doing it. We're not. So we just need to get stuck in and
I
create
think too,
that pathway.
And I think too for the size of compared to other countries, New Zealand Airsoft's relatively small. And I think it's super humbling to know that there are sponsors out there who see merit in things like the Airsoft League and the teams competing in the Airsoft League, and they're willing to put some money into it and get the ball rolling. So yeah, super pumped.
Yeah,
that we've got these sponsors on board.
Yeah, and the players benefit from that directly. All that sponsorship, and it was a funny conversation that I had just recently, which is not something that we had ever had a conversation around, because we're just so entrenched in what we're doing, and it's like we're planning out the 2026 season, and whilst at the same time still finishing the 2025 season and all this other stuff that's going on, you don't really have much time to kind of sit back and reflect on what has actually been done.
Yeah.
And with the sponsorship side of things, it was like by pure accident through having a conversation that it's like, well, how much sponsored prizes has actually been organised since we did OPAF 1 in 2019? And this is keeping in mind that we took like a break when COVID hit. But I worked out that since OPAF 1, we had done over $50,000 in prizes.
Wow.
In sponsored prizes. So that was over $50,000 in sponsored prizes that went to players.
Yeah.
So that's
not
amazing. Yeah, that's not including sponsored services, because some of our sponsors provide us services at a discounted rate. That's purely prizes.
Yeah, wow.
And like that's
number, a big number.
Oh, dude, like that blew my mind because again, it's like we don't sit there and go, oh, look at what we're doing. We're just like so, head down, like trying to get shit done, that you just don't even think about it. And yeah, so I was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
And that all of those prizes went to players. So all these players in New Zealand that have come along to the events that we did from 2019, they got those prizes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it's going straight back to the player.
Yeah. Dude, like, we didn't get nothing. It just went all to players.
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't get no sponsorship kickback.
Yep. No, we're not endorsed.
No. Like all the sponsorship stuff that we organise, and you know, that's from companies being generous. You know, so without them, like none of those players would have got any of that.
No.
But yeah, it's amazing. Like that's through the generosity of all these sponsors over the years, giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And those players, you know, benefiting from that.
Yeah. 100%.
Which is awesome.
That's
like
amazing.
Yeah. It just like it benefits everyone. Like it's just this great thing, and it's awesome. To do these projects and have these opportunities to, you know, have which now are like long-term relationships that we've had with some of these companies, and but still having the opportunity to form new relationships with new companies as well.
And it's great for the player. You know, like Airsoft notoriously in New Zealand has always been run on those little sort of shoestring budgets.
Mm-hmm.
With things like sponsorship, whether that be product or cash prizes, it allows you know, entities who are creating events, even players attending events, it offsets their costs, things like that. So it's just an all round win.
Yeah.
For the New Zealand community as a whole.
Yeah. Well, I mean that was the big thing with us doing cash prizes, right?
Yeah.
Is it's the whole, you know, the whole basis for it is that yes, it, like we fully understand, we've played sports, we understand that to compete at leagues or national competitions or whatever it might be, it costs money. So if we can find a way that we can reward players that are, you know, putting in the work, achieving, you know, a podium finish, if we can reward them with a cash prize, which we've been able to do, and we've been really, really fortunate to have these sponsors jump on board and do that as well. That is giving back to those players, those teams, and helping offset their costs for competing in this. And it's like, yeah, we are far from having professional players who get paid full time, but we've got to start somewhere, and that's just one way that we're trying to give back to the players is through, you know, the podium finishes and the cash prizes. Yeah. But again, it's you know, we're a small fish in a big pond. Yeah. There's only so much we can do. Exactly. So with having amazing sponsors, it gives us more opportunity to give back to the players that are attending these events. Yeah. And we're super appreciative of it. And speaking of our sponsors, Jono, so yeah, we are super stoked to have the sponsors that we have on board for the 2025 season. So massive thank you to ASGC, Unlimited Airsoft Hamilton, Airsoft Supply Store, XFOG, RDX, and Pyro Company Fireworks. And we've got some more sponsors jump on board, haven't we, Jono, for the final? We do. Yeah, which is super exciting. We weren't expecting to get any more sponsors on board for the rest of the season going into the final round, but we were super fortunate to have T8SP jump on board for the final, and they jumped on board in a big way. And so T8SP, sorry, will be sponsoring the squad that places first place overall in the 2025 NZAL Championship with the brand new Nighthawk custom Sandhawk gas blowback pistol, and valued at $459 each, and each member of that squad will receive one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, dude, it's like,
and they're a nice looking machine.
Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, I like, blows my mind. And not jealous at all.
Yeah.
Again, no kickbacks for us. We're not getting one of these pistols. That is all going to the players that won the 2025 national championship.
Yeah. What a super generous prize to jump on board with, eh?
Oh, dude, super generous, and just fucking awesome for the guys that win the championship. What a epic reward. That's so
Gas
cool.
blowback pistol too. It's like a super functional thing, so you know you're going to get a great experience out of using that in the future.
Yeah. And we and we kind of like we're bouncing around a bit of a clause for winning that prize, which is if you do come first in the championship and you do win that amazing prize from T8SP, that come the 2026 season, you have to compete for the entire season only using your new Nighthawk custom Sandhawk gas blowback pistol.
Yeah. It's got to be done, people. You can only use it. Yeah. It's the T's and C's.
Yeah. And to be fair, you couldn't completely count that squad out.
Like you could
get it done.
You could win a championship just using a pistol, I reckon.
Dude, it's entirely possible.
Yeah,
it is entirely possible.
These T's and C's aren't real, people.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it, though. I'd love to see a pistol squad dominate.
Yeah. Like I'm not. Yeah, if they want to do it, like I'm not going to stop them from doing it. It'd be awesome. But amazing sponsorship from T8SP. Super generous. Like we're super stoked to have them on board. Pistol looks amazing. And the second sponsor that we had come on board for the final is Acetec. Again, we've had sponsorship from Acetec in the past. We use their product.
Yeah, it's great gear.
Yeah, we've got their tracer units, and it's been rock solid the entire time. I just put it on charge, chuck it on the end of my gun, and it just
off it goes. Does its job.
Yeah. Like, hey, if you don't know Acetec, you've been living under a rock. They're a really, really well known tracer unit company, and they do a couple of other products as well. But really well known. Amazing sponsors. So they've jumped on board, and they will be sponsoring the squad that places second overall in the 2025 NZAL Championship. And they are going to sponsor each member of that squad with an Acetec Blaster C tracer unit valued at $159 each. So again, get at it, guys. Get second place. Like, you're going to come out with an amazing product, amazing prize that has been generously sponsored by Acetec. Yeah, so thank you, Acetec, for jumping on board.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, I really hope that we will see you back for the 2026 season, along with T8SP and all the other sponsors that we've got on board. And then thirdly, Unlimited Airsoft, who are actually already a sponsor of ours and have been sponsoring the season. They will be contributing another prize for the squad that gets third place overall in the 2025 NZAL Championship. And they'll be sponsoring every member of that squad with a Alopex prize pack.
Nice.
Which again is super awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Unlimited Airsoft, already sponsoring the New Zealand Airsoft League, and have already told us that they'll be continuing to support the league come 2026. But again, just stepping up and sponsoring that third overall prize.
Yeah, man, that's amazing.
So yeah, super stoked, and we look forward to seeing those guys at the final round. So, you know, with those new sponsors coming on board, with those new prizes, that's obviously increased the prize pool, which we already have for the third round.
Yeah.
Because those sponsors and prizes are for the overall championship.
Yeah, for sure.
So the third round prizes for the third round is sponsored by yours truly, Special Effects Retail, who will be sponsoring a $600 cash prize for the squad that places first at the third round. Unlimited Airsoft is sponsoring $500 cash prize for the squad that places second place at the third round. The Airsoft Supply Store is sponsoring a $200 cash prize for the squad that places third at the third round. So again, I'm super stoked that we're able to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
For the players, and another huge contribution from ASGC. So ASGC came to the table and said that they will sponsor the top 3 individuals. So not just
cool.
one of 3. They're like, no, we'll sponsor all 3. So they will be sponsoring a $500 voucher for the player that scores first highest points as an individual.
Wow.
And then $300 voucher for the player that scores second highest points as an individual, and then thirdly $100 voucher for the player that scores third highest points as an individual, which is
it's ridiculous.
Oh, dude, again,
so good.
Again, it's awesome. Like, you turn up, you put in the hard work, you get a top 3 finish as an individual, and you get you get rewarded for the hard work. And again, it's probably just a good thing to talk about, because what's different come the third and final round is the individual class. So it was something that we for the first 2 rounds we acknowledged, and we did have prizes for it. But what we realized, looking at the community, having conversations, and looking at how we could continue to improve the league, was some players are competitive and they enjoy the competitive side of things, but they also just enjoy being the lone wolf.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
they want to compete, but they're just keen to compete as an individual. So the best thing we could do to really look at those players and align with how they want to compete, and it wasn't hard because we were basically already doing it.
Yeah.
What all we're doing is come the third and final round is we're just formalizing it. So players can compete. They can enter and compete as a competing individual, and then come the 2026 season, once it kicks off, they will be able to compete for an individual championship.
Yeah.
Exactly the same as the squads that are competing.
Yeah.
So we'll have that the team championship, the individual championship, and then the disruptor option for the casual players. So again, like, thank you ASGC for sponsoring those podium finishes for the individuals. It's just a fantastic way to give back to those players that get that top 3 result. And we've also got XFOG on board as a sponsor for the final round as well. We've been, we're a stockist of XFOG. It's an amazing product.
It's great.
We personally use it ourselves.
Yep.
There's now, 100 plus players around the country that are using that product.
Yeah.
So it's obviously having a really positive impact with people's ability to play airsoft fog free. And I can hand on heart say that I have, since using XFOG, have never fogged.
No.
Since then.
No.
And it's just to a point where I just do not go out without
that's
wearing
a great
XFOG.
Yeah.
And it's actually given me more options as a player, because once upon a time, for like 10 years, I just ran goggles because I found they were the least prone to fogging. But the problem that I found with goggles is they have like a massive blind spot because they stick out from your face. So if you're wearing a plate carrier like I do, you've just got this massive blind spot where you can't see a certain amount of your plate carrier because of the how far the goggles sit out. But at the end of the day, like the worst thing that can happen in airsoft is your goggles fog up. It sucks. It ruins it. Like I can still vividly remember times where I'm like having an absolute blast, have just got the best position, and even using my goggles, which seem for me personally were the most reliable as far as not fogging up went. I'd fog up, and then I just got to move,
bug out, and go and sort it out.
And it's
ruin your game.
It's so frustrating. And then as soon as we started using XFOG, I'm sorry, it seems like we throw the description game changer around. But it was for me personally. And it's fantastic to use and sell a product that you actually believe in.
Yeah.
Because of course, people say that we're biased.
We saw that at UX. And we had a couple guys up there who were having issues with fogging on their prescription glasses underneath their goggles. And they bit the bullet and went, right, let's give this XFOG a rip. And I had both of them come up to me after the event like, man, total game changer. Like their words, total game changer. I will never not run my XFOG again. So it is super great product, and we're super proud that we can sell it, and we're super stoked that they've jumped on board as a sponsor.
And again, it's we deal with XFOG on a regular basis. So again, let's reach out to them, see if they wanted to support the Airsoft League, and they were happy to do so. So again, it's just us doing what we can to bring as much as we can to the players. And the cool thing about that particular price pack is that will be a spot price. So you don't have to, for the disruptors that aren't there to compete, they'll be eligible for that price pack, and that could, that person winning that price pack could be the day that everything changes for them in airsoft, because they've now got a anti-fog solution that's legit. It's not a gimmick. Where it's in airsoft we're surrounded by gimmick products that are just frankly shit. And it's just an abundance of it. We call it the noob tax. When someone first gets into airsoft, they buy all this shit that doesn't work, and that's just the tax you have to to pay as a new player.
Yeah.
As a noob.
Gotta learn.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you, Xfog, for supporting what we're doing and giving us the ability to give away an amazing product. And lastly, not only is the Airsoft Supply Store sponsoring a cash prize, but again, they've also supplied us with spot prizes. So they've given us 2 Thunderbee grenade kits to give away as spot prizes as well.
That's cool.
So really appreciate everything that those guys are doing. Again, they're already sponsoring a cash prize.
Yeah.
But they came to the table and said, we'll give you some spot prizes as well.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. And, and they've done that for both the second and third round. Again, we hope to continue working with them and all our sponsors for the 2026 season.
Yeah.
It's been, again, it's like words will never describe how much we appreciate anyone that's supporting what we're doing.
Yeah.
All we want to do is innovate the sport, bring new opportunities to the community, see where we can take it, and that has been our sole focus this entire time. And hey, if we're doing a crap job or we need to improve on what we're doing, tell us.
Yeah. 100%.
We will absolutely have a conversation with anyone that's got some constructive criticism for us, or just wants to let us know that there's something that we can be doing better. Because all we want it to do with the Airsoft League, or any event that we're doing for that matter, is for it to be the best that it can be for the players.
Yeah. Because
we're not playing.
Yeah.
The players that come to our event are playing.
Yeah.
So we want to be the best that it can be. And we'll just continue to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. We should have a suggestions box. Put your little bit of paper, chuck it in the box at all our events. Little things we can improve on, change. No.
Do you think
no suggestions box?
Do you think 90% of it would just be just
crap bullshit?
Just airsofters thinking that they're being funny.
Yeah. We know that it'll just be piss take comments.
Yeah. Not even words, just pictures of things.
Yeah. Just dick pics and bullshit.
And inappropriate things. Thinking they're funny.
Probably not a good idea.
Like the Jonos, just knowing that the Jonos are going to open this box, pull everything out, and have to sift through the nonsense.
Yeah.
And there's one person that's actually written something where they're like, oh hey, I just thought this would be really, really good for you guys to know. The other 99 pieces of paper is
just irrelevant.
Absolute rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, round 3, fast approaching.
Yeah.
Couple weeks out.
2 weeks out.
Yeah. We'll see everybody there.
Yeah. Like the grand final. Like we're going to crown the first
the
ever
the
New
Airsoft
Zealand
King in New Zealand.
Yeah. We will. That's really, really exciting. To crown the first ever, New Zealand Airsoft League national champion.
Yeah.
And those players be the champions.
Yeah.
That's super, super exciting. I don't know why you wouldn't be excited about that.
No.
And and we've had X amount of teams come on board for the first ever year of the Airsoft League, and they will always be the OGs.
Yeah.
No one else is going to be the OGs.
No.
There can only be one subset of OGs.
Yeah.
And we will absolutely appreciate every single team that comes on board for every single season. But that's something you can be remembered as you put your faith in us. You came and you competed, whether it was for one round or for the entire championship. And you got to be those people.
Yeah.
Because that's something I'm doing at the moment, is I'm trying to get all these team patches off them.
Yeah.
For the first ever year, so we can frame all those team patches and those be the OG teams.
The OG teams of the originals.
Yeah, because it's hey, we don't know where the future's going to take us. We're working extremely hard to make this a future for everyone, but there will only ever be the OG teams.
The OG teams.
Everyone comes after.
Yeah.
And on that note, that's us.
That's a wrap for us.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, guys. We're super excited to see all the attendees at the third and final round.
See you all there.
Yeah.
Let's have a blast.
Peace
Till
out.
then. Later, Walt. Yeah.